Kevin Durant is the smoothest tall scorer the game has ever seen, all silky jumpers and effortless touch. But Durant glides, he doesn't explode, he rarely violently dunks on your whole team. So picture Durant's size and skill, but with a brutal, rim-rocking, poster-every-night athleticism. That's the dream on North Carolina's Caleb Wilson, a 6'10" forward who threw down 67 dunks in 24 games. Let's break it down. Here's the plan. First, why Caleb Wilson draws Durant comparisons. Then, the superpower KD never had, the explosive dunking and athleticism. Then, his own game, the two-way profile that's all his. Then, his swing skill and his ceiling. Everything is verified. The comp is analysis. Let's start with the KD of it all. This is Game is Culture. If you love prospects broken down past the comps, hit subscribe. We're chasing 1,000. It's free and it helps a ton. Now the Durant comparison. Why Durant? The Durant comparison is about size and skill on the wing. Wilson is a lean, long, 6'10" forward who can handle, pass, and score from the perimeter. The rare big who plays like a guard. He's been compared to Durant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett, that tall, skilled, do-everything forward archetype. The way he glides on the break and creates from the elbow gives off real KD energy. The frame and the feel fit. And he produces like a star already. As a North Carolina freshman, Wilson averaged nearly 20 points and 9.5 rebounds on a scorching 58% from the field, earning consensus All-American honors. He even outdueled fellow top prospect Darren Peterson head-to-head, dropping 24 points on 75% shooting in a statement game. The skill, the size, the production, it all points to a Durant tier ceiling. The superpower KD never had. Here's the part that supercharges the comp. Durant scores with finesse and touch. He's not a violent dunker. Wilson is the opposite, an explosive, rim-wrecking athlete. He threw down 67 dunks in just 24 games as a freshman, turning ordinary offensive rebounds into rim-rattling slams. That vertical pop shows up as both a finisher and a shot blocker. He brings a level of explosion Durant simply never had. And those dunks tell you more than raw bounce. Throwing down 67 in 24 games means elite timing, coordination, and spatial awareness. He's constantly in the right place, exploding at the right moment. That athleticism paired with a Durant-like skill level is the dream modern forward. Someone who can finish above the rim, protect it on defense, and still operate like a wing. Skill plus that explosion is rare air. Beyond the comp, his own game. Now stand him on his own. Wilson put up nearly 20 points and 9.5 rebounds on 58% shooting and added a steal and a block and a half a game. A 6'10" forward producing that efficiently on both ends as a teenager is a genuine two-way star profile. He led North Carolina in scoring and rebounding. This is a complete winning player, comp or no comp. His defense is the part the KD comp undersells. Wilson averaged a steal and a block and a half a game at 6'10", with the length and vertical pop to guard multiple positions and erase shots at the rim. He's a genuine defensive playmaker, jumping lanes and protecting the basket. That two-way impact, real rim protection plus perimeter activity is a more valuable and unique trait than the offense alone. And the passing is sneaky good. Scouts note it's a skill people don't expect. Wilson reads the floor and makes plays for others out of the short roll and the elbow. Unusual feel for a forward his size. Pair that vision with the dunking, the defense, and the efficiency, and you have a connector who also finishes and protects. He impacts winning in more ways than the box score or the Durant comp ever fully captures. So on his own terms, Wilson is an explosive 6'10" two-way forward who finishes above the rim, protects the paint, jumps passing lanes, rebounds, and passes with real feel on elite efficiency. That's not just KD with hops. That's a unique, modern, do-everything forward whose defense and athleticism give him a path to stardom that doesn't even depend on becoming a knockdown shooter. The two-way upside is his calling card. The swing skill. Now the honest gap, and it's a big one for the KD comp specifically, the jump shot. Wilson hit just 26% from 3 and 71% from the line as a freshman. The whole point of Durant is that unguardable jumper, and right now, that's the weakest part of Wilson's game. He's an elite finisher and defender who is not yet a reliable shooter. The perimeter shot is the swing skill that decides his ceiling. So let's be precise. Calling him KD if he dunked on everyone is a hook about the body, the skill flashes, and the explosion. Not a claim that he shoots like Durant today, because he doesn't. The good news is that his form, his free throw touch, and his feel suggest the shot can come with development. If it does, the comp gets scary. If it doesn't, he's still a high-level two-way forward on athleticism and defense alone. The ceiling. So what's the dream? A 6'10" forward who finishes like a dunk contest champion, protects the rim, switches across positions, passes with feel, and eventually knocks down the jumper. That's a perennial all-star two-way forward, the exact body type every contender covets. Some analysts already argue Wilson has the highest ceiling in the entire class. If the shot arrives, that argument gets very hard to beat. And the floor is sturdier than the shooting number suggests. An explosive 6'10" forward who rebounds, protects the rim, jumps lanes, and finishes everything is a useful NBA player, even if he never shoots well. Think energy, defense, and lobs. That gives him a real two-way floor with genuine star upside. The bust risk is lower than a non-shooter's usually is, because his defense and athleticism translate immediately. So how real is KD if he dunked on everyone? The size, the skill flashes, and especially the explosion are legit. And the dunking really is the trait Durant never had. The honest catch is the shooting. The one skill that defines Durant is the one Wilson must still develop. As a hook for an explosive, skilled two-way forward, it's a blast. As a literal projection, the jumper has the final say. Where does he go? Wilson is a projected top 4 or 5 pick, and a rebuilding team that values two-way upside should pounce. Drop him next to a creator who lets him finish, defend, and grow into his shot, and his ceiling is as high as anyone's in this draft. He's the kind of long, explosive forward you simply cannot teach, and teams will bet on the shot coming. The two-way swing impact. Here's what makes Wilson so coveted. His impact doesn't depend on the jumper. Even on a night his shot isn't falling, he affects winning with putback dunks, blocks, steals, rebounds, and smart passes. He had a statement game against Darren Peterson where he scored 24 on 75% shooting with defensive playmaking all over the floor. A prospect who tilts games without needing his jumper has a much higher floor than a typical non-shooter. So the development plan is simple to name, hard to do. Build the jump shot. His 71% free throw mark and clean mechanics suggest the touch is there to develop, and even a respectable three-point shot would unlock the rest of his game. Pair that with continued growth as a passer and on-ball creator, and the gap between him and the Durant comp narrows fast. The shot is the whole project, and the fit is dreamy for a patient team. Wilson contributes immediately on defense, the glass, and the break, no jumper required, while his shooting develops on a low-pressure timeline. Drop him next to a creator who generates easy looks, and his finishing and rim protection translate from day one. He's the rare prospect with both a high two-way floor and genuine superstar upside. Patience is all it takes. So is Caleb Wilson really KD if he dunked on everyone? The size, the defense, and that absurd dunking are real. The only thing standing between him and the comp is the jumper. So do you buy it, and is he your highest ceiling prospect in the class? Tell me below. And if you want every top prospect broken down past the comps, subscribe and join the family.